Chapter 1, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was or has a superpowers. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into it. And I am adding Zumi into this What If, but she'll be the only one that will go down not a similar path, but just, yeah. Like, she gets one for all, and she already has a quirk named, like, flame manipulation and thing. So, yeah. But let's jump right into this, what if. So, alright. Ready? So, Zuko and Sumi were born. And Zuko, had a special powers. Because in this world, quirks, there's a tier list. There's quirkless, quirked, abilities, and both abilities and quirks and superpowers, basically. Some people try to aim for superpowers because of being rich. Because whoever has the superpowers is in that category, they are the richest people in the world. They have endless amount of money. Like their lifetime version. So, let's begin. So, they were born. And they lived in the apartment buildings. So then at age of 4, but something really weird. So Zuko ends up having, he was born also with born with a quirk and the abilities. So his abilities hide his quirks and so make him look powerless. Yes. So that's only, but he also has powers of infinity, zero, immortality, everything. So he's like a badass version of him. But he does have friends of Momo, Ochako, and Bakugo. Oh. But then things gone downhill. No. Oh. Afterwards. where the Quark Doctor tells, I'm just going to use this image. The Quark Doctor tells Zumi that she's an A because she has a quirk. But then he looks at Zuko and tells him that he's quirkless, as he says, all right. So basically like a poor side. But then there's a reason why he did that. It wasn't because he was lying. It was actually because there was so many categories that he could easily fill. No, but he didn't not know that. So he ends up. But Zuko understands and that as he looks at his hands, or actually because he was to his eyes, he could see that Quark Doctor is actually puts him makes him feel a little bit normal in a couple things. And no, I'm not cussing. We all have weirdness in our thing. Yeah. So, oh yeah. So he trains his body every single day with his powers and quirks. Or he trains his body to pretend and everyone and didn't realize it. As he basically and so he meets a new person, a pro hero, Bunny Girl. And they were friends. Or actually, they became friends. And as, let's say, one of the villains decided, but then he slams, but the villain slams a metal rod, or like the metal piece, like what that guy has, and he's not even flinching, like, huh. As he picks it off of him, as he uses it as a baseball bat, and as he spun around, or like ran around the villain, as he says, huh. He is like Broly. I just realized that. It was like, instead of having like constantly angry, he's like, he's more calm. Until we get to All for One part. And yeah, he does join a normal school. Huh? And at 15, so he's like, all right, have fun, and Akugo, rest. So then he trained his entire body every single day from that point on, too. Yeah, and his body, he basically, every time he trained, he became a little bit more taller and a lot more muscular. Like, way more jacked up. And he has more control of his powers inside of his body. I mean, yeah. So then so he did break his limiter, but compared to Saitama, Zuko didn't lose his hair. So yeah, Zuko was pretty tough. And plus his parents were like, we don't care. But at night he gets out of town, and he basically beats up all the villains that were planning for invasion of him. Yeah. But and he took care of them in an instant. And because he used one of his powers called Time Stopper to sneak in and beats every villain around like a little ragdoll. Plus, because the Time Stopper stops time, and he could go back to where, or went back to normal. So yeah, he ends up but also you might have noticed there's so let's get back. So the next day, or actually in this alternate timeline, the grapefruit kid, here, let me show you what I mean. I think his name is Manetter, I think. M-A-A... I think. This one. In this alternate timeline, Manetter wasn't just a wimpy kid thing. And he didn't have, like, instead of having the mall things on his head, he ends up, like, he turns into that. And he could conjure up it with just his hands. Yeah. So, yeah. And made him taller, too, so sorry. And Plus, compared to the canon version, him in this version, like, he doesn't want Hunt to, like, touch the girls' things. He's more of a laid back dude. Like, when I hang out, yeah. So, he's more, and he even told them, or actually he quietly says to himself, like, in his own head, man, they're sure kind. Let's keep it that way. So, yeah. So then the time skip to All Might versus All for One, or a camp arc. There, her, or so during all this time, Zuko took care of all Hero Killer Stain, and before or the USJ incident, and so yeah, and then he did and tell her or he did tell his sister to allow him, because he was caught up on all of his work, like even all the way to graduation. So he has so much time, him. And so he ends up going to UA, or USJ, and as he walks right up to the bush where Kirigiri was at, and Zuko picks him up as he says, funny meeting you here. As he had some sarcasm, as Kirigiri's was, yeah. So then he walks in, so he did shrink him down to a pebble, and put it in his pocket. He walks in as many villains popped out of some other portal that was sent by All for One instead. So all of them were like, all right, bro, time for you to bam, bam, bam. As they see him ticked off. Yeah, as all the villains flew across the because as Shiraki-sen and looks up as he senses that the Zuko was, or this kid is more powerful than anyone. Nomu, kill him. So then the Nomu comes in, attacks, and Zuko just straight up one hit KO'd. Yeah. Azuku, who was like, man, you guys don't really put up a fight, don't you? As everyone was like, all the villains were scared out of their minds. Haynes. As, yeah. So, yeah. Then the All for One used his powers to bring everyone back. Before Zuko killed them, he shows up. Or he walks out. As it didn't even take a few seconds for him to like beat the villains. And he, yeah. So that was after USJ. So Zuko was like, as many villains spread rumors that this kid is so powerful that even as everyone thinks, or because rumors spread like wildfires about a certain kid, they're like, man, this kid must be weak. Or no, actually, he kind of saw him like jacked up before. Bakugo, same thing. But they never seen him as a angry type. Like, not a... him, like, So, they all decided to just ignore the rumor. So, now the time skip to the All Might vs. All for One. I kept trying to say, but I keep skipping over important pieces. But Zuko, so All Might was down, but not out. No. And All for One was about to shoot a beam at All Might, but he got stopped. As everyone could feel the aura. Like, Dobby's like, what is this feeling? Is this like a joke? I can't. My muscles, as Toga says. And because her entire body's telling her, or their bodies are telling them to run. As a man walks up. A man walks up. To, as All for One could sense, he's not normal. As he turns around, or he tries to turn around. Man, yeah, and he looks right at he looks at Zuko. The one that was at USJ. A couple months ago, Yeah. And you're the same one. that you killed all those men. Azuku looks at him with anger in his eyes. And you try, or he says, you're gonna kill my favorite idol? No one has that opportunity. It's not a right to kill somebody that's popular. Now, feel the wrath. Azuku, yeah. Zuko ran right up to All for One with enough force as All for One could sense. You have a quirk. You have powers. Or actually, yeah. So All for One is scared. He's really close. As All for One was peeing himself. Like, basically, out of scared. Like, he literally, like, yeah. As everyone that was watching and unfold, no one knew that this kid must be, like, super dangerous. As All for One tells Zuko, you're the only one that really got me scared. Yeah. Now, it's time for you to die. As he beats around All for One like a little rag doll, not even holding back. He wasn't holding back. He used his full power. As his body starts to, be more powerful. As Dobby could sense, this kid isn't normal like a rest of them. So, everyone was scared out of their minds. They could not handle the pressure of what Zuko is radiating off of his body. As everyone, including Bakugo, was like, he was terrified. Bakugo was terrified of his own friend, or once friend. And because he could not handle that much power, or no one could handle that much power that were in a long time. But then he's like, after he was done with All for One, he turns his sights to the League of Villains, as all the villains that were still awake, not knocked out, were frozen. He could not handle. They don't want to die there. Including Shiraki-sen was like, could not even move his muscles. His own core couldn't even move. Yeah. So, Zuko walks up to them as they're they feel the pressure, right up to as he grabs both of them. As he grabs both of them by the throat, or remaining people, and slamming them. I think the quirk doctor was too scared to put me in the top tippity toppity of the ranking list. But who could really blame him? As his eyes, because they were scared out of their minds. Everyone was. As Izuku, the next morning, he just relaxed. He just, sat down, relaxed. Yeah. He has, super strength, super speed, immortality, everything. But he can use his full power against, a celestial being. But other than that, he really doesn't see it as or none of the humans that are, if his opponents were they are all weak to him. So the crime rate was down to 0. It stayed down there, or it stayed super long time, as Bunny Girl jumps up onto the building. So, and I made a poll today, and who would be the best wife for her? Let's go over to here. 2 people like the Bunny Girl. But yeah. So many people have tried I'll just do the Bunny Girl one. So, let's see. How old is the Bunny Girl? Not sponsored. 26. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But in this alternate timeline, I'm making her a little bit younger than 26. She would be the same age as Zuko. So, or she's a little bit older, 1 year old, than Zuko, so she's 16. So she ends up going to she visits with him, tells him that he is that gave her a Frida. She never felt that much power. He just giggles at her. Yeah. With my powers, I had a lot of experience with dealing with my powers. I trained hard. So, Bunny Girl is excited because she was actually the reason why I made her younger in this What If universe is because I know that the mountain lady is in canon is the youngest out of all of them. But yeah, so and no, I am not doing any fanships with the mountain lady with Zuko. That does not work with me. So, for others, it does work with others, but yeah. So, let's get back into the story. So she told him that he does pretty good with. Yeah. So she wants him to join UA. As Zuko says, okay, yeah. So he joins UA. Okay? And Ochako, whom got married to, Bakugo, and Momo got married to Todoroki, and Zumi got married to him. Yeah. So, grapefruit kid. But Zuko was, or actually it was a time skip into a future thing. Zuko was married to her. Yeah. So, and she had a lot of kids. And plus, the Quark Doctor told Zuko that, or actually told him, or because Bunny Girl was in the same facility thing, and she didn't make a lot of money, so she's like poor. Not like super poor, but just poor. But then when the Quark Doctor tells Zuko that you're actually, you knew that I was going to put you in the quirkless category. But you were actually in a, like, super powered ones, powerful category. You're actually above all of that. And yeah, so you knew about that stuff. So, and when Bunny Girl heard that Zuko is the only one that created a new, like, tier list or new one, and yeah, everyone was in shock. That Zuko is the only one that's in that category. And yeah, his parents got super rich, And his so Momo tells Bunny Girl that she's a lucky to have Zuko as her husband. And as she knows, it it would have been, or this is what she says. I know it would probably be me or Ochako would ended up getting married to him. And yeah. But Bunny Girl knows that, and because in this alternate timeline, she is more laid back and more, or she's still like buffed up. But she tells Momo and Ochako that Zuko and I agreed that whoever hangs around with us, like you and her, you, Momo, and Ochako, are actually are friends with Zuko, so both of you just needed to ask. Ask. So yeah, he gives the money to Ochako's family to help them get better. And then and so Zuko is more of a tough guy. And plus, no one wants to mess around with him or Bunny Girl or their kids or their friends. Don't mess with them because, as everyone agrees, that Zuko who is the only one that is powerful. So, and Bakugo, was asked him, "Okay, Zuko, can I ask you something?" Sure. Well, I think that with all this power, what are you gonna do? Well, as he asks, I really don't know. Oh, but you're still my friend, no matter what. Hey. So yeah, Zuko's. So the crime rate went to 0, and man, he made the entire world safe because they have to use, or not have to, they use his name. Like, don't make us bring Zuko out. And yeah. Don't make us bring him out. Yeah. So then everyone was like, so yeah. So this is going to be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and we'll check back on the voting thing. Here, I'll delete that one and delete that one. On this one. And if you guys vote for her, because this is just, it was today's one, And yeah. So please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and peace out, y'all. Peace. And they're gonna turn this into a movie. So bye.